All right, guys. So here's my new concept. I don't know if you did get a chance. I did share a public video on this topic, kind of explaining the basic outline, the premise of this. As my brother would always ask me, he's like, "What's the thesis of your idea?" So I did do that. So I'm going to breeze through that quickly because I want to get into really more of the step-by-step of how do we build one of these bad boys up. So I'm going to just walk through this really fast. What we're going to work on today is the classic farming strategy, right? And what do we do with the digital world? Digital world mostly means that it's low cost. Classic farming is high cost, high touch. And so, we've never been able to solve this riddle. There's been a lot of talk about this concept of the digital mayor, and that is absolutely not what I'm talking about. So I'm going to make it way easier and actually way better. But let's first just understand what is digital marketing. And so I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page as we jump into this topic. It really is about building a community online of people who opted in to your service, to follow you, because you have great services, you solve problems, you have things that improve the quality of their lives and or can help them achieve their desired outcome. So in the digital marketing world, it's as if we can provide that, people will absolutely jump in. Now, for most real estate agents, it's like, hey, we are salespeople first. I'm trying to sell another house, but I also want to build my brand so that people actually want to call me. And so somewhere in between I want to sell another house and build a brand so people call me, that's where digital marketing lives. It's right in the middle there. And so I'd love to help you guys with that. I'm going to make it easy and step-by-step today with one very simple thing. Now, once in the digital marketing world, once you've earned that first step, they're following you, and your people are like appreciating you and they're thanking you for your services and your education, your blog, your email, your videos, the way that you're entertaining me on social media, then it's easy to offer them services from there. And that's where it gets really exciting. So let's jump into homeowners. What's the one thing that we know all homeowners deeply care about? And let's start to build your guys' digital farm. We know the number one thing that every single homeowner, what they care about is the value of their home and their equity. So, when we look at the last, 2 decades from 2000 to 2022, this has been a wild ride and probably one of the most exciting assets to own, wealth building assets ever. And, I actually feel bad for some of the people today who have to try and buy a home because of how expensive it is and the cost. But for everybody who's bought a home in the last 2 decades, if you just held on to it, you have gained extreme amounts of wealth and equity. Okay. I thought this was fascinating. The amount of equity gained, in like 1 year, literally the average homeowner went from, what was it, 170, 274 or 182 to 274. Like, that was incredible what happened in terms of wealth growth for homeowners. Okay. So the question then rolls back is, when I talk to a lot of real estate agents, they basically say, well, does really anyone care? Because I've done a lot of the basic stuff. Like I've run home value ads and that didn't work. I asked people if they want to learn about the value of their home. That didn't seem to work. Like, we've tried a lot of stuff. And so I'm going to address all of the mistakes and I'm going to try and formulate a significantly better approach. But this research right here, so at the top, Ahrefs is what's called an SEO research tool. And it tracks how many people are asking specific questions online. And in the month of May, in 1 month, 44,000 people typed into Google or Bing the word Zestimate 44,000 times. 43,000 times they typed in the term Zillow home values. 32,000 times they typed into Google or Bing, how much is my house worth, right? 27, home value estimator. Zillow's estimate, 14,000. What is my house worth, which is different than how much. And then how much is my home, which is different than house. So the total amount of people in the month of May who had some version of a search query into the world of the online was 343,000. So 343,000 times people went to the web and typed in actively some variation of this search. Now, that is amazing, isn't it, everybody? Okay, so what happens is I get a lot of top agents, and yes,
I think for some reason it's got like a waiting room. Can you see if you can admit, because you're the host? There's some people trying to get in.
oh, okay.
Participants.
Let's see. Can we just be co-hosts?
I don't know, because I was trying to. It's not letting me do that for some reason.
How do I do that? Let's take a quick
I
look.
can reclaim it real quick. Let me see if it'll let me let them in. Yeah,
Why don't you reclaim it, and then we can also see if I can keep sharing my screen, or
Yeah,
you can just give me
share
permission to
screen.
share my screen. Right?
Yeah, let's see. Admit and let everybody in now. There's like a whole waiting list. Sorry. There we go.
Okay.
Let's see. I think we've let some more people in there.
All right, guys.
The auto lets them in. I'm like, oh no. All right.
Well, the good news is we're recording it, and then I'm going to give everybody the slides too. So, my goal, with you guys today is, let me kind of explain this stuff. And then I basically loaded up my slides with tons of additional resources that I give my coaching clients. So my goal is to not just get you guys inspired by this, give you guys some good things, but that I just wanted to load you guys up with incredible amounts of resources to go take massive action. So, we can enjoy, if you had to leave a little early, or no big deal. Let's get this recording and we'll get you the slides so that you guys
I think I just made it where you can share your screen too.
Cool. All right. Well, let's keep going.
I'll keep looking at somebody trying to get in.
Perfect. And then you guys are jumping in right at the right time. So this is great. Whenever I bring up a concept to real estate agents, and I say, I think this idea, this strategy, this lead gen, this marketing, this concept will work, every top agent asks me two things: really, will it work? And then really show me an example of who's doing it. This is one of the most common questions that top agents ask coaches like me is, well, show me who is the most successful digital farmer in the industry. And there's one, and they're winning the game. So who right now has the attention of every single homeowner in the United States about the value of their home? This company. Now, what are they now doing? So Lisa Chinati is actually a great client of ours, and she is a wildly successful agent. And she just posted this on her Instagram just the other day. And look what I have highlighted, right? This is my concern. I have a concern, and I have what we're going to do. But you can see it says right there, wow, Zillow announced that they're going to blah, blah, blah. And sellers who choose to start their home selling journey on Zillow, hey, and then she's recruiting, of course, right? But basically, in essence, what she just said is Zillow is now going to give us a bunch of seller leads. Wait, what? Zillow's going to give you guys a bunch of seller leads? How are they doing that? Well, because what is Zillow doing is they're offering the home value. And then what are they asking people to do? Claim your home. Oh, and then what happens when you do that? Well, then they send you emails with updates about neighborhoods, and emails with the Zestimate, and emails with comps, and with a market direction. Remember back when I talked about digital marketing? What's the purpose of digital marketing? You provide value and services online to people for free. People start following you. And then the second thing, you start offering them services. So we need to model that, right? So let's keep going, right? Then they're now going to start offering you services. And then oh, wow, that's right. They just created a partnership with Open Door. And then you can sell with a Zillow Premier Agent partner. So you can get a cash offer or sell with them. So, oh, and I just got this the other day from one of my clients, Wells Fargo. Wait, Wells Fargo is now offering view your homeowner dashboard, search for properties. That was weird. That my client just sent me this email just the other day. Take charge of this exclusive home search tool. Search your home there, view your home ownership dashboard, track your home's estimated value, explore ways to improve your value. Oh, really? Wow. Then when I clicked on that and I checked it out, it was like, oh, an exclusive real estate for our customers. Estimate your home value, claim your home. So Wells Fargo just got in the game this week, which I just noticed. So, you know, my wonderful brother says, hey guys, there's this term called R&D, rip off and duplicate. So what I want to do with you guys today is, now I want to not only just bring this to your attention that we need to get on with this, but I want to actually give you guys the plan of how to do it. Okay, so today is about the plan, and my slides aren't perfect because I'm trying to build it, formulate it for you guys. So you guys are you're really getting to see this besides my exact customers really for the first time. And, you know, I reached out to Lorraine and I'm going to start doing it with a bunch across the United States, but so you guys get the first go at it. So here is the instructions, and we're going to walk through as much of this as we possibly can. So, but I just want to clarify for some of those that just jumped in a little bit earlier. The goal for this session is to build what I refer to as a home value digital farm. How do we get as many people following the unique value of their property with you and I? That is the main goal. That is, and then we can then offer them seller services, and then we control those homeowners in the digital marketing space at the lowest cost. So now here is when I go to work with my coaching clients, the way that I think about it is, how do I make this the easiest process possible? And then how do I give you guys the simplest step-by-step instructions that I could possibly do? Because as a real estate agent and as a coach, I know how difficult it is to get anything done, and how and it's great when, you know, a coach or someone says, oh, here's a really good idea, and they tell me the good idea, and then they give me absolutely no step-by-step resources. It leaves me in a very uncomfortable state, and I don't ever get anything done. So I just want you guys to know I'm very well aware of that. This is the plan. I'm going to give you guys as many resources as I can. You guys find where you are in this, and let's get to it. So let's roll. I want to tell you guys the math. So for me, as a coach, also as a real estate agent, if I can't see the long-term outcome and I'm not inspired by it, I won't do it. Maybe I'll try it to see if I like it, but none of us need to try anything right now. We need to be more committed to long-term plays that in the short term help us win, but in the long term help us win big. And we need to kind of stop the testing, trying stupid stuff and just be fully committed. So if we had 7,000 homeowners who said yes to you to follow the value of their home with you, and I'll give you all the tools and resources in a minute, and there was a very conservative 3% turnover rate of the 7,000. That means 210 homes would sell per year. Now, some of you guys are in marketplaces where the turnover rates are 4, 5, and 6%. That means of any given 1,000 homes, 4, 5, and 6% of those 1,000 will sell, right? Any given year. For me in Southern California, it actually kind of gets down into the 2%. So only like 2% of the 1,000 homes will actually sell in a year. It's really, really bad. Okay, so I just kind of put 3 as a simple marker. So if 7,000 homeowners said, sure, thank you. Like, I'll follow the value of my home with you. I can't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to at least get 50% of them to give us an opportunity. So this is my goal for everybody. How do we do this? Right? And because if you were to go traditionally with a 7,000 home geographic farm, that costs a lot of money. But to have 7,000 people on a home, like a home bot for $25 a month, on an email newsletter, on your MLS service, we have a bunch of low cost services. So I'm going to break those down for you guys right now. But let's get to really the step-by-step. So what do we need to do to be able to build more credibility with following the value of their home? Let's start with the basics. If you had an amazing buyer who asked you, hey, how should I follow the value of my home? What is your answer to them today? What are the services that you have? What are the resources? Do you have ways to communicate that? So, if I was like a, financial advisor and you sold me a home, if I was an accountant and you sold me a home, and I said, how should I follow the value of my home? I really like to keep track of this. This is where we need to start. I need you guys on the next buyer that you buy. I need you to tell them, this is how we're going to do it. Okay. So that's assignment number 1. One of the simple things that I thought made perfect sense is, shouldn't we really be doing an annual CMA for every buyer who bought a home with us on the purchase anniversary? I just thought about that, I was like, this just makes sense. Like, why are we actually not doing that? Isn't that weird? Right? Like, it's kind of strange that someone buys their home. See, it dawned on me the other day, my financial advisor requested a meeting with us, and I was like, I don't really talk to him that often. I'm not like some rich dude, but we've got a little retirement plan going, and he harasses us for more money all the time. So it's fine. So I was like, well, why are we meeting? And he says, my company mandates that I meet with all of the clients once a year to review their portfolio to answer any questions. And I was like, that sounds like really good service. I wonder why all of us real estate agents aren't doing that. And then what do I get from my financial planner? Do I get an email once a month with a statement about where my accounts are? Do I get something in the mail from him as well? Yes, I do. What is our version of that in real estate? It's kind of weird. Can you see why Zillow is winning the game and we are all sitting here going, what do we do about this thing? Right? And again, I don't, just so you guys know, like, I actually blame our industry leaders on this. I think that absolutely the industry leaders have completely dropped the ball on this. And so it's up to us to course correct this thing fast. Okay. We have to course correct this thing fast because the industry leaders are just too stupid to figure this out. Right. I just don't understand how they did not get this figured out, especially 10 years ago when Zillow started offering the Zestimate and how many people actually looked at it. We all just complained about it, not understanding that we weren't offering something. Right. We're like, oh gosh, Zillow is so annoying. People look at their Zillow Zestimate all the time. It's so annoying. What are we doing about that? So again, I want you guys to understand my goal with all of us is to help you guys establish the brand identity that you are an authority in prices in the market. So people are coming to you. So let's keep going. This video, I did a video 2 years ago on the CMA a day strategy, right? And then Jimmy did a great job with his. So these are the two videos. If you type into Google CMA a day, again, you can come back to the slide. Definitely watch both mine and Jimmy's. His was great. Okay. And this is something we need to do not only for your past clients, but we can also do it for what's called unsolicited, to create more conversations with potential sellers leveraging this topic. So watch both those videos as a resource. Here is an example. I was pressing one of my coaching clients on this. This is a great example. I'm going to give you guys the whole email, but I just want you to read this email from Zach and Kathy Nelson in Denver to a client that just purchased a home from them. This is an email that I worked with him and his marketing person on, and you can read that, right? Right. Congratulations on your purchase. I'm thrilled to celebrate this milestone with you. Honored that we got to work with you on your home journey. While this chapter may be ending, I want you to know that I will continue to be in communication, be a resource for you in the days and the years ahead. My goal is to be your real estate agent and advisor for life. By the way, that's my line right there for him. Okay. So and then it goes on, but I just want you to see this regular check-ins. I've enjoyed getting to know you during the process. Love to keep and check in with you a few times throughout the year, just to, stay up to date on all things happening. And then once a year on your home anniversary, you will receive an updated CMA analysis, which will give you a snapshot of blah, blah, blah. I have this email in the resource for you guys to look at. Okay. Then again, I'm just so you know, I know I'm jumping all over, so I'll try and help you guys. But remember, we're started with your next buyer. What do we do to help them follow the value of their home? What is our promise? And then how do we increase the number of referrals that we get? And so once I taught Zach that session, that whole thing, then I said, Zach, you need to now ask permission of the buyer that just bought with you. And then we can ask permission to the buyer and say, hey, do you mind if I occasionally reach out to you to see if you know anyone? And they'll say, of course. And then also the second paragraph, this is such an important thing we need to be saying to all of our past clients and our friends is, hey, the inventory is not only did it get low, it actually got even lower after the interest rates hiked again. So it's like a disaster for all of us. So if I have a great buyer who's considering buying a home in your area, is it okay if I check in with you to see if you've heard any rumors of someone thinking about selling? I want permission from everybody about this. And then I love my line at the end there, if you guys can't see that. Besides, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to have an excuse to check in with you more often, right? And not be uncomfortable about it. Okay, so I have all that scripting. I have all those resources in there. Once we kind of craft to your next buyer that buys a home with you, and you feel good about what you're going to do to help them follow the value of their home, what's that frequency and which way you're going to do it? And I'm going to give you all my favorite resources in a second. Then step 2 is, okay, now let's go back to all of your previous past clients. Okay. So this is where I'm having a lot of problems. I have a lot of mega successful agents where they have like 1,000 past clients. Okay. And what happens is inevitably they get a little bit uncomfortable when I'm saying, hey, we need to offer them this new service. And I have to just remind you guys that all of the favorite companies that you guys use today, every single one of the best and most successful companies constantly improve, iterate off their previous service and try and announce new value, new services every year. Every car company comes up with a new version every couple of years. Your cell phone comes up with a new version every year. Everything is constantly improving their services, then doing big PR campaigns around it. Hey guys, Do you have something new that you want to announce to your past clients? So why are we feeling awkward going to our past clients and saying, I got something new that's awesome that I'm excited to share with you guys. And this is now something I'm doing new for every single one of my great clients. I want you to check it out and I want to help you with it. And oh, by the way, if you know anyone else that wants my great service, please let me know. Do you guys get, like, that's what every business in the world does. But when I'm dealing with my real estate agents and their past clients, there's almost so much mental baggage, but we forget what's really going on in the world. Like, that's what we need to be focused on. Okay. So here is, you guys will have access to this. You can see this document over here. This is the document. When you click that link, you're going to get to this document and I'll walk you through. There's Zach's entire email, right? The whole thing, blah, blah, blah. There's Zach's CMA report email. Then here's my step-by-step guide on all the things that we need to do, right, with our past clients. So when you get that, and again, I'll send you guys the slides, you'll have all of the resources. I can't just cover all of it today. So you guys, you get that, okay? But here's what I want to jump into next. Okay, I'm trying to tie this stuff together for me, so thank you guys for putting up with me. I just read this book recently, and I love this MIFGE, MIFGE. And the MIFGE is the most incredible free gift ever. So in the world of marketing, right? Russell Brunson, one of the best online marketing trainers on the planet. This he's a genius and he's so fun to pay attention to. But in the world of online marketing, if you can offer the most incredible free gift ever, that is the secret sauce. So what is the most incredible free gift ever to a homeowner? So I really was looking at, okay, when we talk about the Home Value Digital Farm, what is our unique value proposition, most incredible free gift ever to a homeowner? And here's the three things that I came up with. So if I was to follow the value of my home like a pro, I would want some type of basic AVM. Just send me a snapshot once a month. A Zillow's estimate. It's just a snapshot, right? Number two, I'd like to look at comps, right? Everybody loves looking at pretty pictures and houses and sales. And then number three, I would love it if someone could actually answer the big questions. Is interest rates doubling going to cause the value of my home to decline? Is what's happening with the world of economics right now going to cause my equity to go down? So I would love it if someone could actually answer those questions for me, so I can follow the value of my home. I can look at pretty pictures and prices in my community, and someone could ease my big questions about what's going on with prices. When I'm looking at headlines and it says, you know, the world's going to come to an end, and I'm staring at, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity and pride in my home, you know, is that going to go away? And could someone please answer that question for me, or at least be the person that I can go to ease my concerns and fears about that? That's a pretty valuable set of tools for a homeowner. Yes, everybody? Alex Ramirez, one of my favorite books, he wrote, how do you make an offer so good people would feel stupid saying no? So I want you guys to be able to have this unique value proposition that you're offering your community. I want it to be so good people feel stupid saying no. Okay. Now, if you guys haven't checked out HomeBot, I feel like this is by far the best AVM tool. So I'm going to take you through my tool set that I like a lot. That's the best one for sure. Main reason why is they can tune it, and so can you. So the only unique part about HomeBot, besides it's pretty cool, it's kind of got a good experience, is you guys and I can tune it with them. So we actually can make it accurate and more accurate than Zillow, Redfin, or anything else. That's the unique value proposition. Okay. And what an incredible free gift from you. Okay. Here's what I love about it is the open rates are off the charts. I mean, this is one of my clients. He's 559. 83% of them opened the email and 28% of them looked at it. That's incredible. I don't know about you guys, but I send emails and it does not get that level of open rate. So this is one of the cheapest and best tools. Now, how Lorraine and I met was at Sierra Interactive. I love Sierra Interactive's market report. So this market report, this is an email that I set myself up on. And I always like to look at what's going on in Solana Beach, which is where I live. And I can look at solds and I can look at actives and I can look at under contracts in Solana Beach. And it's fun. I enjoy that. You guys, if you have Chime or if you just have your MLS, you can do this with people. It's a no-brainer. I love looking at this because I can kind of play around and see what's going on with my market. I love it. Okay. Last, housing market. So I think KCM Local is doing a pretty good job. It's kind of expensive, but we could but something like that to our community. But what I really would love for you guys to get good at is the housing market video. And my 4-step framework, I think, is the best way to do this. Okay. So the 4-step framework is you address what's trending in the news. And then you just let people know that, is that thing affecting us at the local market level? And then you need to follow some trend lines. So a simple example of that is the main threat to prices declining, everybody, is one thing and one thing only, right? And what is that? The main threat to price declines. Anyone? I know. So it's inventory. If inventory rises, prices will fall. Period. End of story. So if you're doing a good job with your housing market report, you would be saying, all right, well, we just saw this new thing in the media, Jerome Powell is going to raise rates, interest rates are up, they're down, they're all over the place. The world's falling apart based upon, the negative news in the media. And so my friends, I'm looking at that and let's take a look at, is that stuff affecting us right now at the local market? And then we would talk a little bit about prices. We'd talk about inventory and we'd kind of keep an eye on things like days on market. And, is the number of multiple offers or list price to sold price ratios doing anything? And again, it's never one video that covers the entire year. It's just, hey, I'm following the economic factors. I'm keeping an eye on these local stats. Here's where they're at. And then if you have advice to a buyer based upon this, and if you had advice to a seller based upon this, deliver that advice. And then let them know that we need to keep an eye on these things in the next video. Cliffhanger, right? Let's go to the next one, right? Because I don't have the perfect snapshot for today, right? Like what happened in the spring market was interesting. Like what happened in the winter market was interesting. What happened in the summer market was totally interesting. The fall had a little bit of a nice bleep, but who knows what's going to happen in the winter, right? And so there's no one video that covers the whole story. So that's why you all need to follow me as I'm doing this. And then if you there's some advanced stuff on YouTube where you do what's called trend jacking. And that's really powerful stuff. If you want to get, if you were doing if you were a YouTuber, you guys follow maybe a YouTuber, that's what they do. When you're like, how did this stupid YouTuber get 250,000 views on a video on the housing market crash? And Then when I watched the video, they didn't say anything about the crash. They didn't say anything intelligent. That is called trend jacking, right? So it's pretty fun if you guys wanted to play that game. But let's keep going. So here's an example of a housing market video one of my clients did pretty well, 4,600 views, right? All right, where are we next? Let's go. What's the best way for us to introduce us to past clients and service? This is where we need to now, if you guys have a nice stack, let me wrap that up. You've got some version of an AVM. I don't care if it's HomeBot or whatever you want to do, but we got to give people something. We got to give something, whether or not it's the MLS save search, your purchase anniversary CMA, if you have some Chime or some other website, or you want to take a look at Sierra, it doesn't matter. Let's get some way for them to follow the trades in the market. And then let's make some commitment to being a resource for them on the housing market. And you guys have a nice stack there. The question then becomes now, how do we go get 7,000 yeses to this thing? Right? And so first and foremost, I want you guys to start delivering this to your past clients in your sphere and your friends. And I want you to be kind of getting comfortable with this, right? I know a lot of people, it's like, ooh, this seems like a lot of work, Patrick. I get it. But, I don't think we have a lot of options. Let's get on with it. And in this process of talking to all of our past clients and our friends and in our neighbors about following the value of their home, are we going to get more listings, everybody? Yes, right? That's the goal. So let's keep going. I got the HomeBot discount for you guys. Strategy of preeminence. I don't like that. Let's go over here to ChatGPT. I think this is super interesting right here. I want you guys to do something like this. So, if you have one past client or if you have 500, we need to get them set up into this game. Now let's go to friends, family, neighbors, and let's see if they would be willing to follow the value of their home with you, right? I love ChatGPT, and you guys should be really testing this. It actually knows what HomeBot is, and it's pretty interesting. And then I would say, hey, ChatGPT, can you, extend an offer to a neighbor of a listing that I just sold? And could you write a letter to that neighbor inviting them to follow the value of their home with me? And I would use a risk reversal. It's kind of fun, meaning that if they don't like it, it's free and they can unsubscribe. And then could you create an email? And it'd go, and you're like, wow, that's pretty good. Can you create a text message? Yep, that's really good. Can you create a Facebook post of that? Yep, that's really good. Can you create an Instagram, a LinkedIn, a TikTok video? Could you create a YouTube video short? Could you create a longer form video script for this invitation? And ChatGPT will get you there about 80% of the way. And then you guys customize the final 20%. So could we invite a lot of people into this really relatively quickly? The answer is yes. Please leverage ChatGPT to create these assets for you so that we are in more execution and not stuck in development zone, right? So that's a good one. Lazy Man CMA. This is really fun. Have you guys heard about this? We just did this at the Tom Ferry Success Summit. And this is a great message to dramatically increase the number of conversations that you're having with your past clients, your friends, in your social neighbors. Is this simple line where it says, hey, I was on Zillow the other day and saw your property's estimate, right? I have my opinion on it. What's yours? Let's connect this week if you would like to discuss it. So text message, email, letter, hey, I just sold a property in the neighborhood. The Zillow's estimate of the property when I listed it was this. We sold it for that. Hey neighbors, would you like to talk about the value of your home? Right? So how do we leverage that? Remember when I showed you guys that about 100,000 people in 1 month are going to Zillow to learn more about their Zestimate. About 100,000 people per month are doing that based upon the research that I showed you guys. And it's probably way more than that. So as real estate agents, let's leverage that. Let's say, hey, if you're looking at your Zillow and it's a little bit off, you and I should talk about this. That's a great little message. Text message, email, social post, short video, Instagram, Facebook. That then gives you a bunch of opportunity to connect with people and talk to them about the value of your home, and then extend your free offer. Extend to them the most incredible free gift ever, and let's get them into your world following the value of their home with you. Okay. We need to really get email dialed in. I think a lot of people are not doing a great job with their email newsletter, and they're underestimating what they should be doing in there. And so in your email newsletter or in any of your email campaigns to buyer leads, we really need to extend this offer to them as well. What's interesting is only 40, I think it's only, what do we know? I think it's like only 30% of the buyers in 2023 are going to be first-time home buyers. So that means 70% of every buyer lead that you get owns a home. Oh, 70% of every buyer lead that you get owns a home? Yes, that's right. So every buyer lead, we should be offering what? Right? Now, I wanted to show you guys something cool. This is the dose. 1000 Watt is one of the top branding agencies in the real estate industry. When Berkshire Hathaway went to go do a rebrand on their logo, they hired 1000 Watt. When Zillow went to go do a rebrand on their logo, they hired 1000 Watt. When the biggest firms and companies want to get logo advice and branding advice, they go to 1000 Watt. I follow their newsletter. Remember, digital marketing. I love their newsletter. And I started to notice something super interesting that all my clients, and including myself, I was not doing. And if you look at the design of their email, you got the dose, which is the name of the newsletter. And then right below that is you got the share. And then what is that one little sentence right there? This was so cool. 1000 Watt solves big branding and marketing problems. Put us to work on yours. Click this link, CTA. So below that is actually the content. So where is 1000 Watt prioritizing their call to action? At the bottom of their email newsletter, 15 minutes down, or right at the top? And then is it just like, they actually change the language up all the time. So I want you to notice right here, go into ChatGPT and create a 2-sentence script for people to click the link to HomeBot, right? Click the link to follow the value of their home. Put it in your newsletter, 2-sentence, how to start their home search journey with you, a 2-sentence on your buyer consultation, a 2-sentence on your selling consultation, a 2-sentence on, whatever. And let's actually, in your email newsletter, let's start putting it there, not at the bottom. And let's keep changing more clever languaging, and let's change it up, and let's get you guys way more results from your email newsletter. Okay, super fun. I'm going to take you guys on an advanced journey. Okay, so in the great book Content Inc., this book right here. So for advanced, I want you guys to read this book. Okay. And then I took his content mission statement for our email newsletter, and look what I wrote. So this is my mission statement. So should all of you guys have some version of a mission statement for your newsletter, for your social media, for your YouTube channels, for your real estate content for your past clients and sphere? By the way, I stole from the book. I basically took his structure and I just changed it to ours. So I'd love for you guys to be able to have some cool mission statement that you can share with people, that they would be inspired to say yes to follow your content. Okay. So this is advanced stuff, but check it out. It's a great book. Okay. We're moving on. Old seller leads. And if you guys have any of those old home value leads, let's get those guys set up. I got to tell you, in 2015, 16, 17, 18, I bought a bunch of those home value leads. And, we all were like, oh, these totally stunk. And they did. Why? Because the offer was wrong. They wanted to see the value of their home, but really, they didn't want to sell. So it was so funny is we all ran these like Facebook lead ads to home value, and we would get literally leads of someone who just bought the house like 6 months ago. And we'd be like, oh, this is so stupid. No, they wanted to follow the value of their home. And so if we changed the value proposition to, do you want me to give you a CMA now so I can talk to you about selling your home, which only 3% of the general public wants to do that. The rest of every homeowner just wants to follow the value of their home with a great agent like yourself with a cool value proposition. So I want you guys to go in your databases, and I want you to find every one of your old seller leads and get them set up on your stack. By the way, when I used to do a lot of prospecting, I have a video on advanced seller follow-up for you guys, so come check that out. You can actually click this link or just go to my channel and check it out. But when I used to do prospecting a lot, when I'd call expireds and FSBOs and absentee owners, I would just set people up way back in the day on, I just set people up on like a market snapshot. Do you guys remember market snapshot? It's like really the stupidest tool ever. And market snapshot would just send them emails. And I used to get callbacks 6 months later, a year later, from people I just set up on market snapshot, seller leads. And they just call me and say, hey, thank you so much for sharing all that content, right? We're ready to sell. I'd love to talk to you about it. So in
We have
seller
two
lead
questions.
follow, it's like, we've got to get people dialed in on this. Yeah, go ahead.
You have two questions. Somebody said HomeBot's asking for a customer code. When
My discount code is Digital Farm. Digital Farm is my discount code.
Okay.
Get you the $50 off.
And then the other one is, what is your opinion on Home IQ versus HomeBot?
Yeah, they're both good. I haven't dug too deep into Home IQ, but I know that they're doing a good job. And there's another company that my brother's now an investor in, which is called Milestones. So that one's actually pretty cool. Okay, so the reason why HomeBot was just kind of the first company to get in, and I really like the user experience. And it's, for $25 for 500 is really low cost. So the good news is, HomeBot or Home IQ or even Milestones, the cost is so low. It's pretty awesome. So I think, today in 2023, we all have some really low cost solutions to this. Okay, I got to keep jumping. Thank you for keep going on. Geographic.
Had one last question. Your thing about Zillow, where you said to take them to the Zillow real quick. I know that was something Sharon and Jimmy Mackin just talked about.
Yeah.
They were saying it's just conversation starter. Either their value is accurate, it's not, it's too high, it's too low, whatever it is, it starts that conversation and allows you then to put them on your platform, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got to move away from, hey, do you want me to do a CMA for you?
Yeah.
I think where we all, and I think Lorraine, you can see this for any of you agents that have been in the business for a little while. I think when we were all offering to do a CMA, that was not landing really well with the general public versus just offering to have a conversation about home values, the market, what's going on. And so I've been just trying to watch that nuance. So if you guys are like, well, I've tried this stuff before, it's like, yeah, I know, we all did. And there was something missing that wasn't working. But Patrick, I want a listing appointment. I know that. So, but the more homeowners we talk to about home values, and the more we establish a strong brand there, and the more people are following us or regarding their unique property, the more listing appointments you're going to get. And the more respect you'll have about pricing and values. See, one of the other things too on this lead follow-up topic, going back over here, this statement right here, I want you to know the value of your home better than the average agent. So if I went on a listing, I had a listing appointment where they weren't going to sell for 6 months, and I set them up on my stack and I said, I want you to follow the unique value of your home for the next 6 months. I want you to follow the comps, and I want you to follow the housing market with me, so that when in 6 months, you know the value of your home better than the average agent. And then now what do they think of me? They're like, wow, you clearly know your stuff as well. Okay, geographic farm. I have just, you guys are just going to get my step-by-step guide. Let's see, what else do I got in here? Let's take 2 minutes to talk about this Google trifecta for a second. Running out of time. Okay, but don't worry, I'll give you guys all my resources. You'll have some fun with this. So we know that the consumer is going to Google and Bing right now, searching, right, to the tune of 343 times in 1 month. And so I want to make sure that you guys have free resources to get them. So Google Business Profile. If you're not doing a great job with your Google Business Profile is getting seller leads right now when people are looking for best agent in city name, or listing agent in city name, or real estate agent in city name. Okay, so this is absolutely for free, organically getting seller leads with your Google Business Profile. And the Google Listing Service ads do work. They're just a little bit more expensive. But let's make sure that we, in our offers on our Google Business Profile, that you offer the value of your home, that you offer HomeBot, that you offer a CMA, that you offer an annual home evaluation, that you offer a home value estimator. And notice I used 4 different versions of the same term, and I would do all 4 just so I'd had variety on my Google Business Profile. I would be doing posts about it. I would do Q&As about it in a variety of different ways. Then on my YouTube videos, we've got to do a ton of this, right? It's not just how's the market, how accurate is the Zillow's estimate, how accurate is the Redfin estimator, what's the best home value estimator, how do you determine the value of your home? If we did 4, 5, 6 different videos answering these big questions on YouTube, since Google owns YouTube, and then your video could be recommended to the 343,000 people searching, right? With our websites, we've got to build more content around this. By the way, Zillow has doubled down on creating more content on their website about how to sell your house and home values. They're doing even more pages and even more content and even more blog posts right now. They're doubling and tripling down on web page content on home values. And all of us real estate agents are sitting here, sitting on our hands, wondering what to do. Guys, we got to start building Google favorable resources for our community to learn more about the value of their home and the market on our stuff, so that we get that free traffic and we get them into our world instead of them going to Redfin and HomeLight. You know, HomeLight getting how does HomeLight get a bunch of seller leads? Well, they created a bunch of SEO content on their web pages for homeowners to find real estate agents, to learn more about the value of their home, how to prepare their home. And they did a ton of content, and they generated a huge volume of seller leads while we're all wondering what we should do with our websites. Do you guys follow me? Okay. All in on the Google trifecta, everybody, for free. Become the expert in your community on home values. How do you become the expert? Prove it. How do you prove it? create content, answer the big questions, right? I have my favorite book right here. This book right here, just everybody, you just need to read this book, leaving this with this content in mind. This is the best book that really nailed it for me. Okay, so I want you guys to read the book. I got to keep an eye on my time, by the way. I'm going to run out of time. By the way, Lorraine, I finally got a discount for Sierra Interactive for those that would want to use it. Only took me 3 years for them to give me one. I'm negotiating with Espresso Agent if you guys want to do prospecting, right? Expired FSBOs, right? Neighborhood search, HomeBot discount code, digital farm. And then here's your guys's assignment. I'll give you guys my slides. Here's the things that we need to do. And then here is my recommendations and resources. So it's all in there. Okay. So that took exactly 1 hour, which is perfect because I got to jump into my next session at 9. But thank you guys for putting up with me for an hour. I know that this was a pain in the butt. Okay. But we do need to get on with it. And since, I'm pretty much the only one trying to outline this, you guys are kind of hearing it for the first time. So if it was a little bit awkward and a little bit uncomfortable, I get it. I apologize. I'll make it better the next time that you guys see it, but we got to get this thing figured out as quickly as humanly possible. Hey guys, what I'll do is I'll just send Lorraine the link to my Canva slides, and so you guys can get all those slides. I did record this on my session on my desktop, I think. And so I'll grab that recording as well. And if Lorraine, you have the recording, then we can torture people with the terrible presentation. But with all of at least the slides have lots and lots of value. So thank you guys. I got to jump. Lorraine, thanks for setting it up. And you guys have an awesome Friday. And let's get on with this bad boy. And look forward to seeing you guys on the next round.
Thank you, Patrick.
Bye-bye.